Hi, welcome to Speak Ted's Home and Garden. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at this, the Huepar SF01 stud finder and wall scanner. This handy little handheld scanner doesn't just detect studs, you can also use it to detect pipes and AC current carrying wires in your walls. So if you're unsure where the pipes and cables are in your walls and you don't want to risk drilling into them, using a wall scanner like this could make your DIY job safer and potentially save you the cost of a large repair bill. So in this video we're going to take a look at the key features of the SF1 wall scanner. We're going to look at how it works, we'll test it, and as an added bonus we're going to test its durability by dropping it from height. Is it robust enough to survive me clumsily dropping it from a height of over 2 meters? So this is how the wall scanner was delivered by Huepar. It was supplied via Amazon. I'll put a link on the description below. The key features you can see here, we've got a 2-year warranty. That's the model number, SF01, and contact details of the company in China and also in Germany and the UK. Don't forget, of course, if you bought through Amazon, they've got a pretty good returns policy if you do have any problems. So let's see what we've got inside the box. We've got the Huepar wall scanner, we've got the 9-volt battery, and we've got the instruction manual. As you can see, the manual is pretty thick. That's because it's in 7 different languages. We've got English, German, French, Italian, Spanish, Russian and Japanese. It is actually quite well written though, which makes a pleasant change. The wall scanner is powered by a single 9-volt battery, which fits into this compartment on the back of the scanner. Also on the back of the scanner are these 3 felt strips, which help the scanner glide across walls more easily. If we turn it over and have a look at the front of the scanner, you can see it sits easily in the hand. We've got the on-off button, and then the second button which allows you to toggle through the different modes. You can see you can easily use it in one hand. And then on the side of the unit, we've got the calibration button there. I'll show you how to use that later. All the materials used are plastic, but the scanner feels sturdy and well made, and it sits well in your hand. It feels good and easy to hold. The buttons are ideally positioned for single-handed operation, and the display is nice and clear. It all looks good so far. The SF01 has 5 scanning modes. There are 3 for studs. The default mode when you turn it on is to scan for 1/2-inch thick studs or 13mm, but you can also scan for 1-inch thick studs, 1.5-inch thick studs, metals and AC current. You simply press the right hand button to toggle between the different modes. Right, so let's see what it's like at detecting studs. First thing we need to do is select the stud mode, and then if we put the detector against the wall and press the calibration button, the wall scanner calibrates itself and beeps when it's complete. We can then start to move the wall scanner across the wall. As you can see, it's not reading anything at the moment. Here we go, it's starting to pick something up now. As we approach the centre of the stud, the number of bars will increase until we reach maximum strength, and then you'll hear an audible alarm. Let's just adjust the tripod so we can see the display a bit more clearly. There's an arrow there pointing left towards the centre of the stud, so if we go left, the signal strength should increase. Oh, we've gone too far. There we go. That's the centre of the stud where the signal strength is highest. Just move it backwards and forwards, and you can see how the arrow changes direction as we go either side of the centre. Now it doesn't help that I've not got this perfectly straight, but if I had, the little notch on the top of the scanner would indicate where the centre of the stud is. If we slide the scanner away to the right and see the signal drops, then we slide it back, and the signal strength is strongest in the same position again. The procedure for detecting metals is slightly different. There are central heating pipes somewhere in this wall, but I'm not sure where. Now to find them, we're going to scroll through until we find the metals symbol. And then this time we're going to calibrate it in air. When the calibration is complete, it's the same procedure. So we put the scanner against the wall and slide it over the wall slowly until we start to pick up a signal. There's a very strong signal here. There are two pipes, the supply and the return, so the area is going to be quite wide. But once we go beyond it, it drops to 0. And then back again. We've got that strong signal. And then so that's the area we need to avoid if we're going to be drilling into the walls. You can also see here we've got the low battery level indicator illuminated on the right hand side. So it's time to change the battery. So you can see the metal detector, very, very clear, works really, really well. So let's see what it's like at detecting alternating current. I found detecting alternating current a bit more problematic. I found that the sensor was that sensitive I was picking up an alternating signal when I knew there wasn't a cable there. The cable to this switch comes down from the ceiling, but you can see that we're picking up a signal all around the switch. So what you have to do in this situation is recalibrate it again in the area where you're picking up a signal. This lowers the sensitivity of the detector, and you can see we're now picking nothing up underneath the switch. If we move higher, close to where the cables are, you see we now start to get a signal. I recalibrated it again in that area, and now you can see we're getting a very strong signal in a very small area, which shows me exactly where the cables are. And reassuringly, it's where the plaster was repaired after the switch was installed. So, how robust is the Huepar SF01? Let's test it. It's hardly a European standards test, but a 2-metre drop onto a hard floor resulted in the battery coming out and having to be replaced. But there was no visible physical damage. So let's put it back in and turn it on. Everything seems to be working okay. And when we test it out on the wall, it's working perfectly. So there's certainly no complaints about the toughness of this product. Huepar did supply the SF01 for testing, but like all my reviews, this review is totally independent. As you've seen in this review, this scanner works well and I'm happy to recommend it. So I hope you've found this useful. If you have, leave a thumbs up. Any questions, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Big Ted's Home and Garden. I'll see you soon.